With flu season fast approaching, parents everywhere are in a panic, wondering how they can spot the differences between fall allergies, a common cold, the flu, and of course, COVID-19. Well, Dr. Jen is going to break it all down for us to let us know what the differences are and what we should look for. Hey, Dr. Jen, thanks for joining us.
Dr. Ian, how are you?
Hey, great. So we have a lot to tackle here, okay? First things first. Can parents spot the difference between all these childhood illnesses, or is it just a lost cause?
Well, it is really confusing because there is a lot of overlap, but we are going to talk about some differences to help parents.
Okay, so let's start with one. Many children as well as adults suffer from fall allergies. You say the first sign could be what time of the year we're in.
Well, exactly. So fall time, think about your child year after year. If they keep getting the same symptoms the same time of year, it's a good feeling that it may actually be allergies and not an illness.
And some of the physical symptoms would be?
So one of the hallmarks is really itchiness that kids get. So they get itchy, watery, red eyes. Their nose is itchy and watery, makes them sneeze a lot. But they also can get other symptoms too, wheezing, for example, but also skin rashes, flare-ups of eczema as well too, hives. So it can sort of run the gamut of many different symptoms.
When you look at the symptoms of allergies and then compare them to the symptoms of the common cold, what's the differentiation between the two?
Colds usually don't last as long, more like 4 to 7 days, but also they have like very stuffy nose, watery nose. Kids actually may even get fever with colds, which they don't get with allergies. Lots of sneezing as well too. So there's definitely some overlap. Headaches is also part of colds too.
And of course, this is the time of year that colds are going to happen. Very common in kids, right? We should expect to see lots of colds.
Oh, yeah. So kids get on average 6 to 9 colds a year. So if you think about that, it's like almost every month that they're in school, right? They're getting sick or have a cold. So, yeah, it's quite often. And often parents think, oh, my goodness, their child's getting sick more than other kids. But it's really often add in all the other illnesses that they get too.
Okay. And then we look at the flu, right? So flu has its set of symptoms, of course, some overlap. How do you tell the difference if your kid has a flu or has just a common cold?
So usually the flu, they're really feeling a lot worse. They often have fever and they have really bad body aches. Kids are often telling me that their legs hurt and they come to my office, either parents are carrying them in or they're laying down on my exam table and they don't want to get up. It's sort of a telltale sign that they really don't feel well.
Yeah, so the flu actually kind of knocks them out, a lot more than a typical cold, which they may have a stuffy nose or runny nose.
Right.
But we also now talk about COVID-19. You throw that in the mix, which is going to make it more complicated. What specific symptoms should parents be looking out for when it comes to COVID?
So COVID, it's really, really difficult, not just for parents, but for obvious us physicians and pediatricians as well, too, because it really runs the gamut. So it could be just mild symptoms like a cold and runny nose to much more severe respiratory distress and even vomiting and diarrhea. So it can be really confusing. And if your child is sick and really not feeling well, definitely speak to your pediatrician and see if they want to be seen or not.
Yeah, so let's say your kid comes down, with a runny nose and is sneezing. Should you wait a certain period of time before you say, hey, I need to escalate this because it could be something more severe? Or, what exactly should a parent do in that situation?
Yeah, I think there is a wait, watchful period. If your child is just acting like they have a cold and they have a runny nose, certainly you should keep them home if they have any type of symptoms because you don't want them to transmit it to anyone else. But obviously, we're in the middle of this pandemic now, and we want to contain it as much as possible. So any symptoms, cough, runny nose, anything, keep them home until they're feeling well and they're fever-free for at least 24 hours.
That's right, because we're all in this together. Dr. Jen, these are awesome tips. Thank you so much, as always, for joining us.
Great. Thanks for having me.
All right. And for more information for all these specific symptoms, just go to our website. It's thedoctorstv.com.